Hi.
How are you? You all right?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you
Good,
keeping?
good. I'm well, thanks. I'm well, just keeping positive.
Well, what are you spending your days doing in quarantine?
Like you say, just a bit of exercise here, there, and everywhere. Keeping, positive, with the training and stuff at home. Just keeping active, doing stuff with my dogs and doing my back garden up now. It looks amazing.
Can you come
Yeah.
to my back garden when you're finished?
I'm telling you, it looks well now. It looks well.
So, do you have anyone that you can train with, do any boxing with, or are you just like doing stuff yourself?
Like you say, we're just doing it myself. The training, I always push myself anyway. So it's just keep ticking over, try and just better myself, with little things, learn things, what I've done in gym and try and practice it now where I've got time to do so.
So you were lucky because you got to fight at the start of this year, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
So I
It's
mean,
on
like
the,
it was a lucky break, that some of you guys got to have at least one fight this year.
yeah, I think that's all it's going to be this year, do you think?
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a lot of people hoping that it's going to be behind closed doors, but for me, it's not something that I'm really willing to do just at this precise moment of time. Just down to the fact that I do everything for my fans, so it's more about them, and I want to share that experience with them. So
hmm
it will have to be really, they've got to be a big offer on table for me to do that.
Did you watch the UFC at the weekend?
I didn't know. I didn't.
It was it
I got
was weird. It was
was it?
weird. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like, you want to be able to hear like shots landing, but you don't want to be able to hear them that clean, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing like a good shot and you're just like it's sort of like a dead energy. But
Yeah.
grateful nonetheless that I got to watch some fights.
Yeah. A lot of people said that they could hear absolutely every shot, that was going through, but um, that I didn't get to watch it. I'm quite gutted now because everybody was quite, expressing about how they could hear the sounds going off. So
Yeah. Uh Francis Ngannou, his knockout was like terrifying.
was it?
His knockouts are terrifying anyway, but it was a little bit more terrifying.
Yeah.
But look, we'll have to see what happens with the rest of the year. Um, it's just a nightmare, but it is what it is. You have to just adapt,
Yeah.
don't you?
That's right. Keep positive with every situation that we can. What we've got and
Absolutely.
keep pushing forward, really.
Absolutely. So I was watching some of your fights earlier on because obviously I knew you were
Yeah,
coming on tonight. So I
yeah,
was doing my research and I came across I can't remember who it's by, but it was like a documentary. It's like a
yeah,
20-minute documentary. Is it Boxing Media, I think it was, or something like that that done it?
yeah. Boxing King Media did a documentary of like my life and how I got into boxing and a bit about myself now and the way that I live. Yeah, it's a good watch if
It's
anybody wants to watch
brilliant.
it.
It's so
Yeah,
good. Your
yeah,
story is the stories that I love. People who've
yeah,
overcome things in their past, that are on a new journey, that are not afraid to talk about it, that are inspiring, the upcoming generation. And a message of, if you make mistakes in your past, it's okay. You move
yeah,
on
definitely.
and everyone can come back from somewhere. Was it
Yeah.
important for you to do something like that?
Yeah, because there's a lot of young kids that are going down the wrong path, and I wanted to show them that if you do go down that wrong path, then there's always a time where you can change your life around. Um, People think that they have to give up in life and keep living that life, but I've clearly shown that you can change your life around drastically. And like you say, I'm a good role model, and there's a lot of people that I can relate to what I've been through in life as well, so which is a good thing.
What was the turning point for you? Like, what was the moment where you kind of said things have to change, or was it just something that happened gradually for you?
Um, Looking back at it now, I think it might have been when my little son come along
hmm
in 2013. It was it's hard to think. I think I was changing anyway, but as soon as that happened, it just completely just that's it. Nothing. I didn't go to that life when I got out of prison and stuff like that. That was last time.
And when you're, I mean, because you've got three kids, is that right?
Yeah, I've got three children, three beautiful children.
They are beautiful. I saw them in the
Yeah,
documentary as well. They're
yeah,
gorgeous. But what is the impact like when you have kids? Because you have, like lots of people say, when you have kids, your perspective changes and you have a new focus and a new drive. when your kids came along, obviously you were already on a boxing journey. So did things amp up for you where you were like, okay, I want to be serious about my career now, or how did it come about for you?
Um, the kids, like you said, they play a massive part in it. With the boxing, I didn't get in boxing to do boxing. I don't know if you've seen that in my documentary. I got in it to do because I wanted to do MMA. I wanted to get into the UFC. I just literally thought I felt the kids who I was sparring at the time when I got into the gym, they were professional. So I felt like there was something there because I weren't getting beat up or anything like that. And my skill set, I'm awkward, and I'm not really I'm not a boxer really. I can have a fight. So. I don't know. It's not a question. I just think it all just come together at the right time, I would say.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
what made you, for people that are watching that don't know, what was the kind of thing that got you hooked to boxing and put MMA to the side?
I just felt. I think boxing fell in love with me, and I fell in love with boxing. I just think everything about it give me discipline. It give me a structure and a routine, really.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. I love everything. I love everything about boxing. Training. I even love the diet inside of boxing.
The
I don't know.
diet, you're probably the only person
Yeah.
that loves the diet.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind. It's a nice change when you start dieting and stuff. Like I said, I started this week, started dieting, started getting the weight off again, and I'm enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well, I think some people find, the mental clarity of like eating clean and sort of being the discipline of eating well is kind of helps them be better. Okay, I think
yeah.
in their week or in their days. So, how much MMA training did you do?
That was my first trade. It's going to sound crazy because boxing, I started getting my first trade. So that was going to be your first trade because you can't just get into MMA training. So you have to get your trade. So like I was going to go in that, then I'm going to go into mixed martial arts after that, after I got a bit of hook right standing. And then just from just being in a boxing gym, just the atmosphere and everything about it,
Mm-hmm.
I just fell in love with it.
Did you do any groundwork? That's what I'm getting at. I want to know if you
No,
done any
no
jiu-jitsu.
groundwork. Oh, I said to my manager Steffi, I'm like, after I'm done with boxing, I said he's got to manage me for at least one MMA fight, and I don't think he's agreed, but that's what we're gonna have to do.
Well, I mean, the crossover is interesting because we always see guys from MMA that, take boxing fights or boxing and go to MMA. But I mean, I imagine you wouldn't be as like ignorant to think that you could just sail your way into an MMA fight without any groundwork.
I don't. I think if they took me down to the ground, it's game over. I'm gonna have to stay up on my feet, aren't I? So
You're going to have to get a quick knockout, that's for sure.
yeah.
So, can you remember? Was Steffi always your coach, or did you go somewhere before you were at Steffi's gym?
Yeah, so as an amateur, I only had 3 years as an amateur because I started boxing late. I started when I was 22. I was at another boxing gym. I started off. It was called South Yorkshire Sports Academy, and I was only literally there for I'd say about 2 months. But my main amateur gym were Manor Boxing Academy in Sheffield. A guy that runs it, it's called Roger Sampson. Really, really good man. Got some good fighters like Shaquille Thompson and Dante Dixon. I don't know if you've heard of them. And like I said, he started teaching me all my basics and everything like that. And then from there, I moved on to Steffi's as the amateur. And then I fought for Steffi for a year in the amateurs, and I won a Yorkshire belt. What else did I do? I think I got far into the nationals as well with Steffi, and then there were a turning point where there were a decision that didn't come against me. I absolutely, like I said, punched kid all over at ring and that, and I didn't like the way that the amateur boxing was scoring. My style didn't fit it anyway, and
Mm-hmm.
like I said, from that turning point, me and Steffi had a word, and we turned over from there.
What was the biggest change that you noticed, other than the obvious, when you went to pro?
I don't think there were no massive changes, just the way that I dedicated myself, but my boxing style as well, it's always suited professional anyway. Like I'm not an upright boxer in the amateurs, and I like to have a fight, and I don't think I suited the amateurs at all. So when I've done this in the pro, like my style's completely fitted in. It's unique and it's awkward, and there's a lot of people that they find it hard in the ring, what I believe, when I'm in there with them. So.
So when you got the opportunities, the Sky Sports, the big stages, the big arena shows, how did you find that? I mean, where some people kind of get swallowed up by the big lights and it's a big pressure, and because there's a lot on you, you know, like to be at that level, you're still earlier on in your career, you still have a long way to go, or where you want to get to, I imagine. So everything's kind of dependent on you each fight. So is there a pressure?
Yeah, there's always pressure and nerves in boxing. And if I said that I didn't get nervous, I'd be lying. Like you said, I was really bad at the start of my career as a professional in the changing room, and you could ask Steffi, like I was in a mess back in the moving all over. But I didn't know that I was doing it myself. And it's only to when Steffi says to me, "Oh, you completely chilled out." But like you said, these occasions now, Steffi brought me into it. You know, we have other kids in the gym when I started off as a professional, and he brought me around it anyway. So like we had Lee Appleyard, Andy Townend, Robbie Barrett. All them were on big fights, on the big stages, and on the matchroom fights. So Steffi, he did it kind of clever for how short of a career that I had in the amateurs, and he brought me around it from the start. So when he's brought me around it from the start, when it was my time to get on the big stage, I've already been there and I've seen it already. So I took the occasion on well.
So where are the nerves, or where were the nerves? Is it kind of was it in the warm-up area when you're getting ready to, like, are you hitting pads? Is it seeing everyone else going out to fight? Like, where was the nerves for you, and why were they there?
I think if you ask every boxer, it's when you punch your pad, you think, have I done enough? Am I fit enough? And you punch your
Yeah.
bag and you feel like you're getting tired and you're like, oh my God, no, I'm not fit enough. I can't do 12 rounds and 10 rounds. And like you say, and then you get in and then you absolutely do an high pace and you go for 10 rounds and you're like, I'm more than fit enough. So yeah, that's before. As soon as I walked at ring, everything just goes out the window. I'm fully focused on what's in front of me.
Is it kind of like sitting for an exam when you haven't studied?
Uh,
That's the only thing I can compare it to.
I would not. No, it's different. It's a lot different. There's a lot of things going through your head, like, oh, have I done this right? Have I done that right?
Mm-hmm.
And like you say, with my trainer, I try and train, so I don't have any excuses. So if the decision didn't go my way that night, I know that I've done everything right, what I can do to try and beat my opponent in front of me. So if it didn't go round, I can't say, oh, it's because of this or it's because of that. So, but like you say. Once the fight's confirmed for me, it don't matter who it is, I'm getting in. So
When does the switch go off for you? You know that, okay, I'm fighting. Obviously, you prepare, you have your fight camp, and you have the weeks leading up where you're training hard and you're cleaning up your diet and different things. But is there a point where a switch kind of turns on, where you sort of almost turn into the fighter as opposed to kind of who you are in your everyday life?
as soon as we get into camp, it's like that. Like my life just changes completely. Like I say, I distance away from everybody. I just get in a set routine. I don't really socialize with anybody. So like this, like you said, this lockdown's something that I'm used to anyway, because I'm only going to the gym and I'm only dieting and I'm staying in the house anyway. So it's something that I do on a day-to-day basis as a professional fighter. So it's been pretty easy for me, this.
Well,
But
that was my question. I was going to ask, do you find camp difficult? Because some fighters struggle. Some fighters that are super sociable and like to be around people all the time, kind of some of them feel it when they're in camp because they're sort of isolated.
yeah, like you said, I've not felt it, and I don't really like socialize that much. Like my career's got to come first. I've got to leave
Mm-hmm.
something behind for my children to carry on from. So like everything for them it's for them at the minute. So yeah, I ain't seen much of a distance and a difference. Sorry, and um, I've been finding this isolation quite easy.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
So you mentioned about your kids, obviously that you want to like leave a legacy and have something for your kids when they grow up. But when you do fight and you do get a win, who are the people that are important to you? Who do you want to celebrate with?
Everybody that's come round, I go around every person that buys a ticket off me, if it's an arena or anything, like I will make sure that after I come out of the changing rooms, then I'll say, well, my house paramount, so I'll get checked out by a doctor. But as soon as everything's all clear and that, I make sure that I'll try and get round to every stand that I've sold a ticket on, make sure that I'll like go and thank them. So I want to celebrate with them, but I'm not really a drinker or anything like that. So I really just go back to the hotel after that, and I just relax and, like I say, have a good think, and you always want to watch the fight back, but there's so much going on in your head and it's just a massive blur to after a few days.
What are you thinking about?
What am I thinking about? I'm just thinking, when I'm laid down, I'm just having flashbacks at fight, like certain things that's happening that, and, see if you could have done anything better, and that sticks with you, if you've took a shot and you think, oh, why didn't I do this and why didn't I do that? But like I said, the win's the main thing.
Yes, definitely,
Yeah.
100%. Can we talk about the dogs?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, of
breed
course you can.
dogs.
Yeah.
I love that. What is it? Pocket bullies?
I've got pocket bullies, I've got pocket bullies, but no pocket bullies are with me at the minute. I've gone on to Belgian Malinois, so I've got Belgian Malinois that work in
I have
protection.
a Belgian Malinois.
Do you wanna see
Should it
mine?
happen? Oh yeah, please. I'd love to.
1 second.
This is so exciting.
Can you
Oh
see that?
my God. Oh wow. How old are they?
So Night's this one here. He's like my personal protection dog, and he literally bites on command. Anything like that. If somebody like comes towards me and threatens me in any sort of way, the dog protects me. She's
No
the little
way.
one's in training. So really good dogs, really. And
Well, I have it's a Belgian Malinois and a lurcher. That's what my dog is, Frankie. She's a
is
cross
that what it
breed.
is?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh
And after
wow,
I'll
they're
go and get
so
her.
beautiful. They're so
But yeah,
beautiful.
that's nice. I'll send you some videos through with him after this, so you'll be able to watch him work. When I think I do a lot of trialing work with him, like sport with him. So
No,
I do
I
stuff like that.
forget the boxing. Let's just talk about the dogs. I love that. I'm fascinated by protection dogs. I absolutely, you know, all those videos where you see people that train protection dogs and like the commands and like what they can do, like just amazing. How did you get into
So
this? Have you always been into dogs?
about 5 years ago, I got into it. I don't know why I got into it. I met a good man called Rocky, and he's like a father figure to me now. So like anything that I think, I'll just give him a call and I speak to him. And just from there, from having my first dog, I just went into it. I don't know why I went into it, but I've just fell in love with that side of it as well. So it's a massive hobby of mine.
Mm.
And if you see the level that I take my dogs to, like people are like, wow, they're unbelievable. Like I wouldn't even have to give my dog a command for bite because they know when to bite and when not to bite. So if there was a threat or anything like that, or anybody come forward, my dog can read it if it's somebody walking funny or out like that, and then it's really good. It's really good.
So where did you learn to train them like that? Like was this what this guy Rocky taught you how to do it, or did you watch stuff
Yeah,
online? How was it?
yeah. Rocky teach me most of what what I've known now. And like you say, it's just being around the circuit. Same again with boxing, just meeting new people. Everybody has their little twist on it, and you can see things. So like I've got like a special eye for dogs, so I'll be able to read a dog. Like if I see a dog kicking off behind the gate, just the way that it's barking behind the gate, I can know if it's a serious dog or not. So yeah,
Wow, that's so good.
yeah.
That's so
So
good. So can people send their dog to you to get them trained?
I wouldn't have time.
Oh,
I
you
won't.
need
I
to
won't.
quit this boxing. Who cares about the boxing?
Yeah, I wouldn't have time to train anybody else's dog. Like the boy that I've just seen you, the big boy, I had to send him off onto residential. So when I get into camp, I take boxing really serious. So I have to not have these sort of dogs around me because they're really hard work and high maintenance. The working line dogs, and like you said, they've got a high drive and stuff like that. So like for me to have them, and when I'm not fully focused and stuff, and I could do something wrong, and it could be a risk to other people as well. So I have to be on my guard with these dogs all the time. So.
In your opinion, what's the biggest mistake that people make when they're trying to train their dogs?
They rush the dog. People rush the dog as a protection dog. Is
Well,
that?
not really. Just as a jet, you know, when you're like, I'm trying to think of my own dogs here, and it took me about 3 years to get one of them to sit.
Yeah. I could. I promise you now. I could make your dog sit within 10 seconds.
What's the secret?
It's lead work. How you handle the dog. I showing the dog what you're telling it. A lot of people go do this, do that, and the dog's looking at you like, what are you wanting me to do? So once you show the dog
Yeah.
once and then give it a lot of praise, the dog's go, oh, that's what you mean. So if you can do that really quick, and like you said, the dog will just learn. Once you show a dog once, it knows how to do it for the rest of its life.
Wow, I'm fascinated. Brilliant, I love it. Okay, enough about the dogs. We'll get back to the boxing. But while we were chatting, and this today, everyone had an opportunity to send me in some questions, to ask you questions. So I'm going to go in and have a look and to see what everyone is asking. NSJ91, respect and achieve big things and a lot much more to come. Sinead has asked, what was the name of the documentary? It's brilliant. It's who are the guys who done it again?
It's Boxing King Media, and it's the tale of Anthony the Truth Tomlinson.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And actually, I watched Cash Ali had one as well. So when I interviewed Cash, it's the American voiceover.
Yeah,
it's so serious. I was like, I'm so into it. It was brilliant. Trainer man 0311 has asked, do you see yourself fighting Conor Benn anytime soon, even behind closed doors?
So like I just said, like the opportunities has to be for me behind closed doors. But like you say, it's a massive fight for me, that Conor Benn fight. Like you say, I'm not a person that would call anybody out. I'd fight anybody that they put in front of me. So if Conor Benn were the next person that's going to be behind closed doors, that's somebody that I'd have a fight behind closed doors for. So like you said, the opportunity has to be there. You don't really want to be fighting somebody that you're not really going to get anything out of it. But yeah, I'd love to take that fight. And like you say, I've got a lot of respect for Conor Benn. Like you say, he's got a great career and stuff. But like you say, if it's an opponent, I would love that fight. Yeah.
That's a fight that you need a crowd for, isn't it? That's a big fight.
Yeah.
It's a big fight. Right. Let me have a look. Anas0113X has asked, what boxer would Anthony love to face? So obviously we've discussed Conor Benn, but is there anyone else?
Yeah, like I say, depend on what time, but when it comes round. But whoever's got the British title at the time, like you say, I'd love to fight the person with the British title. Like I say, I'm trying to fulfill a promise to my son, and that's to win him the British title. So whoever's got the British title around about the time when I get round to it, like I've done a British and Commonwealth title eliminator, it's put me in great stead to fight for the British title. So whoever's got the belt at that time, that'd be my perfect fight.
How old is your son now?
He's just turned 7.
So he's kind of old enough to understand, right?
Yeah, so yeah.
Very exciting. Okay, what else? So Brendan Cook has said, you smashed your last fight. When will you be fighting next? And when are we going to see you get a title fight? He's also asked, can he have a signed glove?
Brendan Cook, definitely get a signed glove. Like you say, just has to message me direct and we'll sort it out straight away. Like you say, with the COVID-19 thing, if he posts it me, I'm more than happy to sign it and send it back to him. Yeah, more than happy to do that. My next fight is, like you say, we hope that Matchroom fulfill my next fight. Like I've been put in line for international title, what they were going to do for me. So hopefully when all this is all over, or we can get on behind closed door for the right opponent. So it's just waiting for this, like you said, this lockdown to be lifted and for us all to be back safe, really. That's the main thing.
Good stuff. Last question. And
yeah.
This person asks it every night, and I'm so happy that she does because it's brilliant. It's from Karen, and she's asked, if you could quarantine with 5 people, dead or alive, who are you picking?
Oh, dead or alive?
Yes.
People's gonna think I'm boring, aren't they? Because do you know what? I like my own space. I don't think I could quarantine with 5 people.
Play the game, Anthony. Play the game.
Oh man. I don't know. I'm not.
Okay, pick 5 people that like inspire you, or that like music you listen to, an actor, a boxer.
Sorry, it's gone off that.
Can you hear me?
One second. No, I can't hear you.
Oh. Can you hear me now?
It's really quiet, but what did you say?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a bit better that. Your
Okay.
mic. You need a new
I
mic.
need a new mic. Okay, wait a Will I try and take this out? Oh, my mic is broke. Wait a minute. Hello? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Okay, let me
so
take, when I take this
I
out.
have,
Is
I have to
that
play the
better?
game. It's not better, but I can do.
It's you, it's not me.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Can everybody else hear you?
Can you hear me now?
But it weren't as what it were.
Can you hear me now?
You know, I just keep doing this to you. Nah, I can hear you a little bit.
All right, answer the question and then get off the screen.
Five people, let me think. Does it have to be famous people?
Yeah. Well, you don't want to pick
Yeah.
people that like you only know, so we don't know who it is.
Um, oh, God. That's one of the hardest questions I've ever been asked in my life, that. I promise you that.
Fucking hell.
Can't
Okay.
I ever think about that and let you know?
All right, you have a think about it and message me later and I'll post it on a
And then you
story,
can put it
okay?
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Right, there was
Um,
one there, and that's one more. So, Derwin has asked Netflix recommendations. What are you watching?
I watched a really good film. Let me see if I can get it up now. I think it's called One Day and One Night. It's called on Netflix. Really good film. And is there another one called Brian Banks? It was. It's a true film, and it's about an American footballer. And he ended up getting um, what did he end up? He ended up getting accused of being what they call. Oh, let me get my words out. Turn that off. He ended up getting accused of raping a female, and all in end he ended up going to prison and stuff, and it all come out in the end of it. And like you say, he got his career back online. It was a really good thing. It's called Brian Banks. Really good
No, wait, that
watch.
sounds really good.
It is.
We will check it
I've
out.
watched that. I'm not really a TV. I don't really watch much TV, but like you say. The Brian Banks, that were a good one, and I think he was called One Day, One Night. He was called. I'm just trying to find it back up for you now. I'm looking. Shows you that I'm not watch TV that
You're
much.
great at this.
Do you know has he took too many shots, that kid? Yeah.
Well, at least you
You
answered
know, I'm
one.
so laid back with everything. You know, like I said, I just live a normal life. I'm no different to anybody else. I don't try and act any different or out. So yeah. That's
Well,
me.
we'll get everyone to send a list of Netflix recommendations for you.
That's what I'm gonna need. Yeah, I've got it on now. Can you see?
Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, we believe you.
So yeah, I'm trying to look and see what I've got. Brian Banks is the one that sticks out to me. It's this one here.
I'm going to watch that later. It sounds great.
Yeah, you watch that, and like you say, I think there's a solicitor firm, and he's been trying to get their attention, to like take his case up, to try and get his conviction overturned. And like you say, it's a really good watch, and I'm not going to tell you too much or
Don't
anybody
spoil
too
it.
much. But
Yeah, don't spoil it.
no.
Well, thank you very much for the time. I appreciate it.
No, I do, and I thank you for getting me on, and I've enjoyed it. And like I say, I'll send you some videos over the dog
Oh, please
training.
do. I would love to see them. Yeah, please do.
Yeah, and if anybody wants any advice about dog training, give Fight Connect TV a message. They'll help you out.
I'll have your dog sitting in 3 years.
Yeah, in 3 years, and I'll do it in 10 seconds.
There's a challenge brewing.
No worries.
Well, thank you so much, Anthony. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest
No,
of the
thank you.
quarantine.
Yeah, you keep safe. Yeah.
Yeah, will do. And hopefully we'll see you over the whenever the shows are back.
You will do.
Good
Cheers.
stuff.
Take care.
See you later.
See you.
Take it easy. Bye.